fun outing doing some rock crawling and testing out my brand new G-Wagon overlanding front bumper on a group ride that Joe, the G-Wagon Expert over at Alliance Auto Care organized, turned into a full-on recovery effort to get my G550 off the trail because I broke not one, not two, but three very expensive things that left me completely dead in the water. Here's what happened and what I'm going to do to fix it. Dangerous, or just back down if I don't get it?
No, you can back down.
I'm going to try it out.
All right, so right about where Mike's at, if you go straight up where he's at, there's a ledge. It's fun. You can do it. It's not super technical. If you go to the left, there's a bunch of drop-offs.
That's the right. You just pointed right.
I'm sorry, to the left.
Okay.
Your other left.
Will you spot me up there?
Yeah. If you want, I'll tell you what. I'll go first.
Yeah.
And we will.
Yeah, I'm gonna get up there and get out and look while you drive around too, and just make sure I'm not doing something too stupid. Yeah. Well, I may have cursed myself, and here's what happened and what led to my rear driver's axle snapping. Sadly, none of this got caught on camera. I went out on this outing just to let go and have fun. I wasn't filming, but I got the footage from Blake at Battle Creek Media, who was filming for Joe, and he was kind enough to share it with me. Now, here's the deal. These G-Wagons are built. They are robust and they are tough, but every vehicle has its limits. And I went from a factory-sized tire, which is about a 31, to a 35, and I've been pushing it really hard on all the factory components. I believe that I fatigued these axles from wheeling it as hard as I do. And on this one obstacle at Heart Attack Hill, which is incredibly steep and very slick if you know anything about the Colorado granite that we wheel on. And I was doing the climb, I slipped, I came back down from a really steep climb with my lockers engaged, and my rear driver's wheel touched first, which meant all of the weight from my vehicle was channeled into one single axle that was still getting power pushed through it because the locker was engaged. And just like that, it snapped. Now, I was running in two-wheel drive to complete the obstacle to get to the top so I could then bail out. And that's when things went from, well, bad to worse. Here's what happened.
All right, so I think we have our second trail casualty here. We've got G-Wagon's truck. I think he broke the rear diff. He's trying to surmount this wall here. Just to put it in perspective, I struggle in this obstacle with my JK, fully built with Data 60s and 40s wide axles on 37s. So I have to do like really good a rear diff. This is only a big one.
I think I cracked that axle. It's running in three-wheel drive. So rear locker's on, that doesn't move, and I basically feel like I'm in front drive. I can't get up it.
I can see where the back's going. If you can surmount, get past that spot, and get up to the top.
I might wait. I mean, I can try. I struggle.
Just give it one more shot.
I'll give it one more
Otherwise,
shot.
you gotta leave everything locked.
And then I think I just gotta stay on it.
All right, go. Joe.
Here we go. We have a broken axle. That part didn't sound as good. I got brakes on, and e-brake.
No, put it in drive real quick.
It's the lockers weren't engaged yet. When they started spinning, they were trying to engage.
Okay.
And that horrible sound you just heard was a front axle that snapped. Yeah, hindsight, maybe rallying it in two-wheel drive wasn't a smart idea. But at the time, it seemed like, hey, you know what? How bad can it be? It's only a few hundred yards. We can get to the top, reassess, and then get myself out of here. Now, of course, cameras never do it justice. This climb is incredibly steep, and trying to turn around on something this narrow, especially in two-wheel drive, front drive, wouldn't have been smart. It seemed like the best option, but in hindsight, I don't know. You can let me know what you think in the comments below. We set the max tracks up thinking if I could just rally it and get up there, well, I'd have enough traction to complete the climb. Turns out I didn't. Turns out I broke an axle. Then I got hooked up to get winched out. And then the next thing broke when I was getting towed.
Okay, so something decided to let go all the way. We have no more forward momentum. So I think we kind of broke a T-case or we broke an axle. We're going to figure this out. This is all part of the adventure of figuring out where the weak spots are. This is why we do what we do. Oh, you go ahead, Adam. I got this. Makes this all work together. When we're all done with this, we're going to go back to the house, get the shop truck dually and the flatbed trailer. We're going to be making a couple trips this afternoon, apparently. That's good right there.
That adjustable area there, the weak link.
What gives you that impression? Snap the track bar.
I know, there's nothing you can do about it. So we're just gonna have to
Might as well sell the truck.
Because I lost, first I heard the snap, and I thought I bellied out on something at first. I thought I just hit a skid plate, and then I got out and I was, maybe it's a drive shaft. Drive shaft was fine. Felt like it was running front drive. I had power to this one. Not on the other side though. And then, yeah, and then I tried to rally it out basically in front drive, and it went into clankety clank loud noise mode. Now I have no drive. And snap pan hard bar, and I touched the center drive shaft and it was wobbling. So. Well, today didn't go quite as planned. I was out wheeling. It was supposed to be a pretty easy, gentle trip. And I have zero wheel drive, which I'll touch on in a moment. But thank you to Joe, who's searching for Clint. He's in his new 400D. This is a 2019, and destroyed the rear bumper and the fender. Destroyed his front bumper on a line that I walked right up. And this was my first trip out with my G-Wagon overlanding bumper. And anyway, we were doing a tough line. I'm over at Kelly Flats. I was doing the hardest line up. And the good news is this bumper took a couple of hits, but it has stayed in place. The bad news is I snapped an axle, likely a center drive shaft, and for the first time, a pan hard bar. It snapped right in the center. So I have zero wheel drive. I've been winching up this whole time, and Joe is towing me out. We're gonna try to get me back to the parking area and get a flat tow from there and find out what else might be broken. So let's talk about why things broke and what my plan is to fix it moving forward. Before we do, I just want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Blake at Battle Creek Media for the footage. Most importantly, to Joe at Alliance Auto Care for not only helping get me off the trail, but spending his Saturday with Catherine, his wife, and dragging their trailer to come pick my truck up and bring it back to the shop. Joe and Catherine, thank you. And to Eurowise. So Eurowise is the manufacturer of the Panhard bar that snapped. And I emailed them a picture, and their team's incredible. Within hours, not only did I get a reply back, I got a reply with a tracking number of a warranty replacement part in the mail headed my way. Listen, manufacturing is manufacturing. Things happen. So thank you for standing behind it. That really says a lot about a company. Now, so why did this stuff happen? You know, people might be saying, well, G-Wagons aren't strong enough and you should get a Jeep or a Toyota. Well, if you look at the aftermarket world, people who buy Broncos off the shelf, they got to do work on the drivetrain so they don't break things. People that buy Jeeps have to beef up their axles and drivetrain or replace axles to run bigger tires. If you buy Toyotas, they have their weak points, especially in the IFS and even in the Nissan world. CV axles break all the time. But every vehicle has its weak point, and I think I may have found mine because wheeling with 35s, the extra tire size coming from a 31, the extra weight and the mass, and then you add on to that the extra weight of beadlocks, and we are pushing incredible amounts of force through the axles and the drivetrain. So what do you think I should do to fix it? I have two ideas. One of them was to do a Dana 60 swap, and then Joe put a bug in my ear. He's like, man, well, what if we did like a custom 4-link system? And although that'd be cool, there's a lot of reasons we can't make that work. The budget would be unrealistic, and there's a lot of technical obstacles with the electronics on these vehicles and making the ABS sensors work and all that. And then we thought, you know what, maybe we'll just do Dana 60 axles where we'll cut out the factory axles and weld in Dana 60s. And, you know, we found a lot of reasons that wouldn't work, which leads us to the obvious answer. What do you think it is? It's portals. And for those that are unfamiliar with portals, portals are essentially a gearbox that gives you lift that's bolted to the hubs. And where on your wheel mounting surface is a new gearbox that then lifts the vehicle. You get massive amounts of ground clearance because the differential is actually, well, essentially raised. And that's what you see on Unimogs and Humvees. But most importantly, what it does is it protects the drive line from excessive force. So the drive line will experience the force of about a 31-inch tire if you're running 35s or 37s. And it also protects the drive line through those gearboxes from torque spikes and torque loads like I experienced when this happened, where I broke an axle. So what I want you to do is share your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think I should do. Is portals the right move? Am I going down the right path? I think I am, and I'm about to pull the trigger on a set. And once I do, you're going to watch the transformation here on this channel. And I also want you to follow along on Joe's channel, who is the G-Wagon Expert Alliance Auto Care. Nothing but G's. Because Joe's going to help me make this build happen so I can get my G back on the trail and wheeling harder than ever before.